Hello there, Edison players, and welcome back to another tournament match review. We are still doing the WCQ in Antwerp that was held last weekend. And today we have round 4. We have Roy on the left playing his favorite deck, Lightsworn, and Tom on the right playing Vayu. So Roy gets an okay start, having the solo recharge, that's not bad. We see a Mirror Force in his hand, another solo recharge I believe, but he's just going to pass the turn here. Tom going to open with Charge of the Light Brigade. Yeah, his mills aren't too good. We do have a light and a dark, so potential Chaos Sorcerer has been set up. He's just going to add the Raikou. Is he just going to set a monster? I believe we saw a hamster in his hand as well. Yeah, so there's a bit of a deception going on. He's just going to set one monster, one back row. And play is back to Roy. Let's see how he plays this out. He's just going to set presumably the Mirror Force we saw. And pass play. Play is back to Tom. He's going to flip his pro set heavy. Yeah, destroying that Mirror Force. But is he going to flip up what I presume is his hamster? Yeah. Going to unmask his face down and reveal that it was a hamster. Setting a Raikou from deck. We know he milled one Raikou. He has one Raikou in hand. So the hamster getting in, and here is Roy with the course. I don't know what that token is. Looks like Ichigo, I don't know. Anyway, that's an 1100 token. There is one potential 2 Raikou set to deal with the token later on. So let's see. Finally the second solar recharge is live. He's drawing a Pot of Avarice, and I do believe that is live. 5 monsters in the grave, but do you want to shuffle back your Lightsworn names at this point? Probably not. He is going to switch the course to attack position and the token. Yeah, it's 16 damage, but it doesn't connect. That's a shame that the Gorse gets banished, because that would have helped fuel the Pot of Avarice. Now, Roy should be able to make the read that, yeah, he knew that it was a Raikou. He doesn't know the other set card is Raikou, but that is to be assumed. Just going to set one card. I think that was a Trap Dust Shoot. If it was, it's a good play that he's not shotgunning it, but waiting for the presumably Raikou to get flipped. It was Call of the Haunted. Okay, so he's going to chain that for the Card Trooper, which will get destroyed, and draw him a card. We saw that interaction in the Alien matchup as well. Yeah, Tom is getting a bit of a slower start this game. He's not immediately getting out the big Vayu plays. No Greffer, no Armageddonite. I think we see a second Sirocco in his hand. So even though Roy is having a pretty slow start as well, but the players are giving each other a lot of time to get their engines going. Tom is contemplating whether to attack. Yeah, there's 1100 from the hamster. And just passing turn. Okay. Charge of the Light Brigade. Excellent card. It's limited in Edison format. Milling the Necrogarna. That's not something you want to put back with Pot of Avarice. But Roy is going to go for the Lumina. That could help clear the entire board, as well as milling a lot of cards in the end phase. I'm not sure whether Roy is playing Gareth, but having a Gareth in the hand or the graveyard would be nice. He's going to discard the Pot of Avarice for Lumina's effect. I'm going to bring back a Lila. So that is 6 mils in the end phase. So assuming that he doesn't have additional copies of Pot of Avarice, his other cards in hand have to be pretty good to just discard that pot. Lila is going to not attack over the hamster, but Lumina will attack over the Raikou. So Tom choosing to keep the hamster alive. Yeah, potentially he could just switch it to defense on his next turn and Roy would have no way to get over it currently. Tom counting the names. If I'm not mistaken, we did see a Celestia in Roy's hand, so that could clear a defense position hamster. Looks like Tom finally has access to Dark Grepher in the hand, as well as the Sirocco that we saw there. So he could start ramping things up. I see that it also has Gale and Gorse, so he could tribute summon Sirocco if he wanted to. It's going to normal summon Gale. Is he going to have the attack? I would presume that he did. Makes a Black Rose, so not risking running into Honest. That's fair enough. I'm presuming that his life total is still pretty healthy as well, so not even double JD would be able to attack for game. Roy has 1 Judgment Dragon, so that's 3000 damage potentially. The thing with Judgment Dragon is it's always safe to attack into a Gorse, which we are about to see, because in main phase 2 you can just blow away the token and the Gorse at the cost of just 1000 life points. I think we saw a Gorse earlier, but it's not going to get used. Okay, very controlled, very careful. We see Blake hitting the graveyard, and he is playing Gareth, looks like. So this is going to be a big play from Tom's side, has to be. Don't think he can afford to take Judgment Dragon's attack again. He has a Mystical Space Typhoon, so he could suss out the back row. I think we saw that it is Threatening Roar. So yeah, he's definitely going to consider his options. Yeah, going to normal summon the Grepher, pitch Sirocco, send Vayu from deck to grave, yeah. And he set his Mystical Space Typhoon, I think that was. So he's going to lure out Judgment Dragon's effect, maybe. Yeah, Judgment Dragon gets used. Oh, we see Monster Reincarnation to get the second Judgment Dragon. But we know that Tom has Gorse. Roy doesn't know that. So let's see how Roy decides to play this one out. Is he going to drop the second Judgment Dragon and try to attack for game? Yeah, looks like that is exactly what he does. Tom getting low on life here, but there is a Gorse. And now we see, there was a second Pot of Avarice. He's going to target Lumina, so I presume he has another Lumina in grave. The Judgment Dragon, of course, another Lila. And we see that Roy's deck was getting pretty low, so that's another big advantage of the Pot of Avarice. Notably, he's not choosing to put back Wolf, although he's only gonna draw 2 and then mill 4 in the end phase. But looks like he still drew a Wolf and mills another Wolf. So okay, That's all of his wolves accounted for. But now this has to be Tom's big turn. He's playing it very cautiously, very controlled. I really admire that in his place right now. But let's see, he has a lightning vortex in his hand. Ah, that's very cool. One copy in the main deck. And he has a live Vayu engrave as well. So unfortunately he has to discard his burial. Just going to summon the Armed Wing, get in for 2300 damage, and kinda a leap of faith here. Yeah, Lila, backed up by Honest, is enough to clear game 1 in favor of Roy. In favor of Lightsworn. Let's skip to the start of game 2. And Tom is just going to set a monster, set 2 back row. Okay. As to be expected from Vayu, quote-unquote turbo. Bit of a slower start usually. We see Roy immediately losing a Judgment Dragon, but we know that he is on Monster Reincarnation. He's on multiple Pot of Avarice, so he'll get there. Starting off with Jane, that's pretty good because it does get over Hamster, but runs into Dimensional Prison. Unfortunate. I believe Jane might be one of the one-off names. And yeah, the set was a Hamster. Going to put a Raikou in play. And the Hamster probably can just attack for some easy damage, right? Yeah, that's 11. And adding another back row. Okay. So play is back to Roy, and he has information about the set monster, but the set back row could still be anything. Looks like he has multiple monsters in his hand and he's going to commit anything. Could they be wolves? Tom just going to attack with the Hamster again and pass his turn. So taking things slow. And now it's Roy's turn to set a monster to the field. Could that be a bluff to lure out the Raikou? Raikou is going to go for the back row. Going to destroy a royal oppression. That's good, that's good. And Gaius takes out the set Raikou. Yeah. Yeah, it's always tough playing against the known set Raikou. Here we see Hamster hitting in for 11. I don't think the Gaius is hitting in. Nope, Tom just going to set another back row. Not playing into Gores. And Roy just has to set another monster. He's really a sit and duck in this situation. We see that Tom has a Sirocco in hand. So he could potentially tribute summon that if he wants to. Looks like he's not going for it. Raikou is going to take out, I would presume, the new back row, but yeah, there's an argument for taking out the guys as well. Mills 2 more names, so that's 3 in the graveyard this turn. I'm not sure whether JD is live now, but against 3 back row, yeah, it's gonna be rough. Lumina coming out. It's going to discard Blake to bring back one of the Lightsworns in the graveyard. Unless the second copy of Royal Oppression. But here we have Royal Decree negated by Solemn Judgment. The old man says no. So now Tom is in full control of the game. It's gonna be really rough for Roy to get out of this. Yeah, Tom can now tribute some of the Sirocco if he wants to, or just commit the Vayu to the field. Yeah, he's going to tribute a set Vayu for Sirocco and going to banish 2. Royal Oppression can, well, negate, but yeah, Vayu doesn't banish for cost, so it wouldn't prevent the monster from coming out. So that is 1-1. Let's see who takes the also important game number 3. Roy gets to go first, is going to start off with a set monster. That's a big advantage as a Lightsworn player, because that means that you can take out the Vayu player's set monster, which is going to be a hamster or a Raikou. There's arguments for siding out the hamster and or Raikou as a Vayu player, but yeah. For going second, that is. So we saw Sirocco trading with the set Raikou, which yeah, isn't too bad of an exchange if you're a Vayu player. And Jane mills a Necrogarna and an Aaron. Okay, so having that Necrogarna in circulation certainly isn't bad. The Jane will have to get answered somehow. It's big enough to attack over a hamster, so that's annoying. But Tom has, I believe, a Cyber Dragon and a Sirocco, but he's just going to take it slow, set another monster. If you're Roy, probably Raikou is on your mind, so he might not want to commit his normal summon before the battle phase. Here is Lila going to attack with Jane first, and then Lila going in for 17. And is going to mill a lot of cards in the end phase, 5 of them. We see a Plague being milled. And double Solar Recharge. That's a pity. That's a card you would rather draw. But now, time for the crackback with Cyber Dragon. It's a bit unfortunate that there's the Plague Spreader in the graveyard of the Lightsworn sided, because that means that your Cyber Dragon will get run over. But here is the second beat stick, thanks to Vayu's graveyard effect. So now we should be able to clear Roy's side of the field, unless there is an honest, of course. Lila gets attacked by the Armed Wing, and there is an honest, so that's 17 damage to Tom. And Cyber Dragon attacks the Jane. Is there a second honest? Looks like there isn't. But yeah, you have to bluff that you have it and you're thinking about it, even if you don't have it right. Tom's going to set another monster. That is going to be a delicious meal for a certain Celestia. Yeah, going to tribute the Lila for the Celestia. But Tom read into it and he set Necrogarna. Cool. So I believe Tom is at 4,000 and a bit. 43, something like that. And Celestia poking in, but Necrogarna going to prevent that. Main phase 2. Roy going to activate Pot of Avarice, going to shuffle back 5 monsters, none of them Lightsworn names. Yeah, there is a Lila. But he's going to look... yeah, Jane instead. So maybe he is on multiple Jane. Going to shuffle all 5 of them back and drawing 2 cards. We see Wolf being drawn always. And a Raikou, I believe, in the hand. And another Pot of Avarice. Pot of Avarice, excellent card, but if you draw too many of them too early, that's an issue. We see Tom fighting back with Cyber Dragon and Armageddonite, going to send Vayu, because the Armed Wing is in the graveyard, so he can go for Armor Master. That's a hefty chunk of damage. Unless Roy has an honest. Ah, he's going to protect his Celestia with Necro Garnet. That's excellent. Now the other two monsters cannot get in for damage. And Roy has another turn. How is he going to convert the advantage that he built by preserving his Celestia? We know there's a Plague in the graveyard, potential Synchro Summon. But do you want to go for that play into a back row if you don't have to? Yeah, looks like he is going for it. Going to bring back the Plague. Maybe stacking the Wolf back to the top of the deck. And that's a Black Rose Dragon getting negated by the Royal Oppression. That is mighty unfortunate. I think Roy has a Consecrated Light in his hand, but Tom has a Cyber Dragon, so yeah, Pot of Avarice will have to come down, putting back a lot of Lightsworn names this time. That's annoying, but at least he gets to see 2 fresh new cards. Hopefully one of them can out the Royal Oppression. Let's see what would be nice. I think a Lila would be nice. Royal Decree, that outs Oppression technically, and I think he drew Mirror Force as well. So Lila going for it. Attacking the Armageddon Knights. Some 300 points of chip damage. And main phase 2. Going to set. And just going to... Okay, past the end phase. Now he's definitely bluffing the Honest. Keeping the Royal Oppression up might be a good thing, because that means that Tom cannot push. Let's see, Tom has a Return in his hand, as well as Sirocco Vayu, I believe. Want to run out the Cyber Dragon. And there is the Honest. And apparently that was enough damage for game. Okay. Cool, cool, cool. Guys, thank you for watching this round 4. Make sure to like this video and subscribe if you haven't done that already. Bye.